Welcome back, Caddy Corner, episode 57. I'm Austin.
And I'm Caleb.
And today, we're doing a show that we've at least done once before. Yeah? Am I crazy thinking that we've done it once before?
Yeah, we did this one time.
Okay. So this is content we consume, part 2, I guess. Or I guess what is the word? Like revisited? Updated is the word that I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Because if you guys can believe it or not, we probably aren't consuming the same stuff that we were consuming like 6 months ago or however long ago it was that we did that podcast. At least I'm not. I don't know about you.
Yeah, me either.
Okay, cool. I think it's important to do episodes like this every once in a while. Number one, because I think that it kind of gives you guys an opportunity to find some new people to watch like online. Because everybody kind of runs into those times sometimes where you're just like dry. Like you're watching like old videos or stuff that you've already seen before just as noise. And I feel like this is kind of a good chance to share some stuff around. And also, I think it's kind of an interesting look at like kind of what Caleb and I are doing behind the scenes because generally speaking, what you're watching a lot of has a pretty big impact on what you are doing off of the podcast. So I think it's a fun show to do. We've done it before, like I said, so it'll be kind of similar format. So, Caleb, I'll let you take it away. Wait, before anything else, though, rate and review the show. Like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell. Check out Caddy Corner After Hours every Wednesday. 8 a.m. Eastern. Without further ado, Caleb, take it away.
Boom. Yeah, so I think the reason why we enjoy doing the show and why we want to do the show once more is because we are both pretty firm believers in what you consume says a lot about you and has a really big impact on your life and what you can accomplish and all that good stuff. So yeah, I think that is why we're gonna do the show again, if I'm not mistaken, and
probably like periodically for the rest of our lives.
Yeah, because like you said earlier, you said it great. What we consume changes over time,
Dude.
And so yeah, we're gonna take a look into what we are consuming, and so I have 3 kind of categories here.
Dude, this is crazy because so do I.
I have for school,
okay,
for work,
okay,
and for entertainment.
got it. Mine are similar-ish. That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, similar-ish.
So I'm going to go ahead and start with the for school. And, yeah, for school, you definitely have to consume content always because that's really how you just learn. Even if it's in-person content, I would consider going to a lecture content
100%.
In a way too.
I think that like is almost like the most obvious form, maybe.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, but not the one that we're most familiar with for sure.
Well, and that's also probably the least interesting one to talk about.
Yeah. And so for my first one in this category, it is textbooks and audiobooks. And I'll tell you what about audiobooks. I've been doing that.
Yeah.
I've been doing the audiobook thing.
Game changer?
I wouldn't say game changer. I just think hearing someone else say it instead of me reading it,
Yeah.
I soak it in better.
I think you interpret it too in a completely different way.
Yeah, because I'll tell you what, I'm not the best at reading.
I'm
And
right
so
there with you.
whenever it comes to reading a textbook, I always have had a hard time. But something that I started last semester was the audiobook thing, because at RCCC anyway, on their I guess where they get their textbooks from, like their ebooks from, all the ebooks have a audiobook version,
Mm-hmm.
and so all you have to do is just press play.
Yeah.
And then boom,
That's really convenient.
it reads to you.
Yeah.
And I mean, like in the car, dude, I just
Facts.
turn on the audiobook.
Before the test, just cranking it.
Just listening to it on the way, and then you get to class, it's fresh on your mind. And like I said, I have a hard time reading, especially punctuations and all that stuff, and
Yeah, I just blow through it.
Yeah, and hard words to say. And I'm telling, like, whenever somebody who knows how to read reads to you, it's just so much easier to understand.
100%.
Yeah, audiobooks are a game changer.
Yeah, I think too, I think that the way that you interact with an audiobook is fundamentally different than the way that you interact with an actual book too. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously, but I also think that sometimes whenever you like read a book or whatever, you can focus on details that the author is kind of just like mentioning, instead of like the key points. I do that all the time. you know, where I just like, you know, find something that I think that the author is trying to bring emphasis to, and it turns out that that was just kind of like a little like sidebar or whatever. Whereas if you have somebody who's reading the audiobook, they know what to emphasize because it's either in the script or they're just better at reading. So that way you don't miss stuff, you know, as easily maybe as you would if you were just reading like a regular book. You know what I mean? So audiobooks are interesting. Is it only like school audiobooks? Have you ever done like an actual book?
I have not.
I haven't either.
I've only ever done school textbooks.
Yeah.
But I would definitely be into trying that.
I did do a audiobook one time. I was getting on an airplane, and there's like a biography about Steve Jobs. Get on the airplane, AirPods are in, immediately knocked out. So I guess take that for what it is.
Hey,
this might have been good.
Books always have that effect.
And then it's like you wake up too, and it's like it's still going the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
So dude, you're like miles ahead in the book now. So there's no going back. You know?
Yeah.
How are you supposed to remember where you were? No chance.
You would have to start over.
Pretty much. So not worth doing. But audiobooks are interesting.
Yeah, they are.
It's a medium that I haven't explored very much of. So
I haven't either, and I'm definitely into doing it more.
Yeah.
I'm definitely into that.
Seeing how you interact with an audiobook is interesting idea.
Yeah.
So for me and my kind of, I don't have a school necessarily section, but I have one that's similar because it's something that I've been spending a ton of time doing over the past little bit, and the category for me is called video stuff, which is watching like a stupid amount of like cinematography, how to make a video with stuff that you have around your house, like how to use Final Cut better, and these are the plugins that you should get, videos like that. Because I am working on a super video for my second year videography class, which is due in like a couple days. And I just really have kind of taken that opportunity to like level up, try at least to level up and experiment with new kind of styles of things. And so I've been doing a lot of that over the past little bit. And I've watched some awesome videos and like learned some awesome stuff. And the best thing about it so far, and I won't go like super in depth, is like Final Cut Pro, which is the editing software that I use for really everything. It's kind of designed to where it's really plug-in friendly, so you can download these plugins that give you like a special, not really a special, I guess, but you can tailor your experience a lot by using different plugins and stuff. And so I've been watching a lot of videos on those, and I've gotten some really great stuff, and it's been really helpful, and it's really like leveled up and sped up to my editing experience. And if it wasn't for doing that research and consuming video stuff on YouTube, you never know where you'd be. So it's interesting, and that's something that I do a lot of, like all the time. It's kind of universal, but it's been just like a really big, like a significant amount of the time that I've spent on YouTube the past month or two has been learning how to get better at doing video stuff. So
yeah, I definitely I put the video and photography and all that side of my list here in my for work category. I feel like it fits better there.
Yeah,
because I don't know, whenever I'm making a video, I'm not like, this is school work, this is homework.
Yeah, I'm not either.
I never think that. And
no.
So, yeah. But my next thing for school that I've been consuming a ton of, especially this semester, is news articles. So I'm in a American politics class, and he does the same kind of thing as we did in contemporary studies, where he's like, find an article and
That's sweet.
And talk about. Dude, I love it.
I know you do.
I love it so good, and it makes you interested in what's going on around the world, for one, but it forces you to keep up with all these like interesting things that are happening. I'm always the guy who finds like the most interesting or crazy thing to talk about.
Of course.
And so I'm always on the lookout for cool like article titles.
Yeah, like unique ones, like the Haribo one from last week.
Exactly. Like I'm always looking out for those, and I think it's fun, kind of like a scavenger hunt. I've been doing a ton of that lately and reading a ton of news, which I never did before. The only time I ever got any kind of news feed was if I saw like a video of it on TikTok or whatever. But yeah, reading the news is cool. I enjoy trying to figure out like if it's biased or not,
Yeah.
I love doing that too. And so yeah, I've been doing a lot of reading articles.
It's
like
funny how like
articles.
we have so many reps of that. It's like stupid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we did so much of that, in and of itself. Something else that I've been consuming a lot of for school has been articles and stuff like that for my writing for media class. And a big topic that we talked about, I don't know, 2-ish weeks ago now, was the whole TikTok ban thing. Had to read a couple of those. ChatGPT has been prominent over like the past couple of units in the latter half of this semester, which is kind of funny because like I feel like it came on the scene like forever ago. You know what I mean? And it's like we just finished like an AI unit like in my writing for media class, like literally like a week ago. And it's like it's been around for a while.
Mm-hmm.
You know, little do you know that I like use it to create the prompts for my first blog post. But you know, I think that articles are interesting. And there's articles about everything all the time. The same way that you were talking about news articles. There's like blog articles or kind of, I don't really know what you'd consider them or whatever. Just internet articles that exist. They're not really curated. They're curated by just people who exist. They're just kind of out there, and there's something for everybody. And there's also something for every different niche. You know, if you're into like food, then there's articles for you that got recipes attached. If you're into like movies, there's plenty of those too. And so that's something that you do a lot of in school is reading articles. And I'm still in school, and it's the kind of last stretch. So I've been reading a fair bit of those, which has been brutal, but also interesting sometimes.
Yeah, it is. I feel like you always learn. You always learn something anytime you open a news article. You know?
Yeah.
So you always learn something new. Or not a news article. I mean, like any type of article that you'd find on the internet. It's like you always just learn something.
Unless you click on one that you already know about, you know?
But even then, I feel like you're still...
Yeah, I do too.
I feel like you're still finding out something new.
There's always something to learn.
Yeah, always. So now, for my for work category, I guess, if you want to call it that, not my for work, like my job work, but for my hobby works, I guess. I don't know. My same thing is YouTube. I've been using a ton of YouTube, trying to get good at the Adobe Suite, because I didn't think it was going to take me this long to get good at it.
Oh, that was foolish.
Yeah, it's been taking me this long.
Yeah.
I thought I got the ones that I use. I have them down pretty good.
Which ones do you use?
The ones that I use the most, I use Premiere Pro and Photoshop.
Okay.
I use a fair bit of Lightroom, Audition. I use that one a lot. Illustrator sometimes. But yeah, in those I can navigate pretty well. But anytime I have an idea and I'm like, this is what I want to do, and then I open the software, where do I start? You know,
even in the ones that you know how to navigate.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. It's just like, where do I start?
I feel the same way
because there's so many different things that you can do and so many different ways to get to the same outcome. And so what I do is I just go to YouTube and I say, this is what I'm trying to do. Help.
Yeah.
And then someone always knows how to help. And I think that where I was using YouTube the most was whenever I was using a lot of After Effects.
Yeah. Every project, dude.
Yeah, because anytime you would do something, you would have to look up how to do a tutorial on how to do it. And then after you would look up the tutorial on how to do it, if you wanted to do it again, you would have to watch the tutorial again.
Yeah, so you have to like pin the video.
Yeah, because you don't remember how to do it.
Unless you're built different.
Unless you are built different and you make the same video every day for a lot of days.
Yeah.
Then you could probably just like bust it out. But I mean, dude, there's just so much stuff that goes into After Effects. It's not even funny. And I'm not going to go on a tangent right now because I could talk about it for the rest of this podcast if I wanted to, because I feel very
passionate about After Effects.
Yeah, and not in a good way. Yeah, dude, YouTube is great. It's so great for learning new things. It's unreal.
It's so great for everything, dude. It is the best search engine ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you just think about any time you are doing something and then you get stuck. Where do you go first?
YouTube.
Exactly.
I'm not going to Google.
Exactly. Here's the thing. For every article ever, there's a YouTube video of somebody showing you how to like do the steps.
Yeah.
You know? And so you might as well just go to YouTube in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
Because why would you want to read steps whenever someone could just show you how to do the steps?
True.
You know?
Yeah.
And so that's how I always feel. And I think that's why I like YouTube so much. And it's a great place to go for entertainment too. Like if you just want to chill and you just want to watch something fun, then YouTube is there.
Yeah.
If you really need to know how to do something, YouTube is there. If you're like going through a hard time, I bet a therapist is there, giving you advice or something.
Maybe.
I mean, everything.
They got it all.
I bet.
They got it all. Yeah. It's an insane place. Especially, like, I think it's interesting for people like us because there's literally so many videos. Like, if I ever have questions in Final Cut, there's literally so many options, And I think it's interesting that you said that, like, whenever you're starting a project, you can go to YouTube and just look up how to start. Because I never have that, like, luck. Maybe I'm bad at searching. Very possible. But
I just think that there are so many things. If you want to do anything in Photoshop, if you have an idea for a photo,
yeah,
and you have the photo that you're working with, and you have, like, you just have an idea on how you want to edit it, if you look that up, somebody has done it.
Yeah.
Just because there are so many people who do Photoshop tutorials, it's not even funny.
That's true. Yeah, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. But it's just it's insane how many, like, resources there are out there.
So many.
And I'm sure it exists, too, in every niche,
Yeah.
Obviously, I don't know, but whenever I need to learn how to edit a video better, there's lots of options, I can watch from any creator that I want, pretty much, which is obviously super interesting.
Yeah, and another thing that I've been using YouTube for a ton, too, which I guess I can kind of put in the work category, is guitar tutorials. Dude, I mean, any song that you want to learn how to play ever, there's a tutorial on YouTube.
True.
And so that always helps out a ton, too.
Exactly. And I'm sure, too, you could just learn how to play guitar, like, just based off of watching YouTube videos.
That's exactly what I did.
So there we go. Another thing that YouTube is really great for is, like, inspiration, which is kind of the next category that I'll pivot into here. And this, for me, is probably the category that changes the most, kind of, based off of, like, the creators in the kind of genre. As somebody who makes videos actively, I think it's kind of my job to watch what other people do and kind of treat it like a researching tool. Because everybody that makes videos, there's things that you can kind of take away from how they made it. And especially for us, like, we can look at a YouTube video and kind of overanalyze it. And, like, that was a cool cut. Like, I like how he graded this section of the video, blah, 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 blah. And I really do look at a lot of creators for those kinds of things, Like, how did he get this super wide shot? Like, how did he get his camera to stick to that tree? Blah, 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 blah. Right? Like, that was a really cool match cut. And I do a ton of watching just different random. Anytime that a thumbnail interests me, I just click on the video immediately and I just watch it. Because there's just, like, something that you can always take away from those videos as people that are in our position, And I think that over the process, too, of making my super video for my final project, I've been doing a lot of that, and I think that a lot of it's translated over. And I've picked up a lot of kind of new practices that I wouldn't normally do for editing videos, and kind of brought them into, like, my regular workflow, which has been, like, weird, because it's, like, very passive and, like, over time, but I do a lot of that. And so I definitely go to YouTube for inspiration a lot, and I also, like, you pick up inspiration passively just by watching stuff all the time. So that's another thing that YouTube's really good for. And for me, like, the kind of, like, genre or whatever, I would say is just, like, I like vlogs. So, and I like the way that vlogs are edited, and I like the way that they tell the story and all of that kind of stuff. So that's, like, what I look towards specifically. And like I said, the creators vary a lot, but yeah, inspiration.
Yeah, definitely. It's so hard for me to watch a YouTube video and not feel inspired after.
Yeah, like, you just want to get up and make a video.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I feel all the time, too.
Like, anytime I watch a YouTube video.
Yeah.
Literally, no matter what it is. If I'm watching a Photoshop tutorial, I'm like, I want to make one of these.
Let's make a Photoshop tutorial.
Yeah. Or, like, you watch a guitar tutorial on, like, a song that you like, and you're like, I want to make that too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Is it anything that you watch? It's just, you always, as a creator, you always just take away from it. Even if you don't take away the idea or the same video title, if you just take away, like a cut or
the way that the colors look.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Then as creators, I think you're always looking for those types of things, and I think that you always find those on YouTube every time you go there.
Yeah, especially if you're looking. If
Yeah.
you're looking, it's there.
Yeah, and I think that you just look subconsciously.
Yeah, 100%.
Even if you don't know how to make a video at all, I think you are still subconsciously looking at these things because something keeps you there. You know,
I think that the way that works is there's been like a formula for so long on like how a video is made, like how a movie is made, and like people like it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like every time that somebody goes to the movies, maybe the story sucks, but like the visuals are almost always good. You know what I mean? Like you're not gonna go to the movies and like be scrolling on TikTok. You know what I mean? Like the movie's caught you. It's captivated you. You know what I mean? And for whatever reason, like people like an ultra wide, so you shoot an ultra wide. You know what I mean? Like people like drone shots, whatever. So there's just things that people like, and that's what keeps the people that aren't like looking for like, intricacies. That's what keeps them there, I think.
Yeah.
And then it's like the people that are looking for the intricacies are like, so why does the drone shot work here? Then you ask the hard questions.
Yeah.
The like deep questions.
Yeah.
That's how I think about it, at least.
Yeah. So speaking of the TikTok ban, one thing that I've been watching a lot of lately, which I haven't been doing lately, but I started again, is watching TikTok.
You've been taking a little off TikTok?
Not taken off of TikTok. I mean, I still use it.
But I just mean like sort of unintentionally.
Yeah, I just haven't been
on that much.
Yeah, I just haven't been on it that much. And then lately, I've been finding a lot of time throughout the day, kinda, and just find myself scrolling along.
Yeah,
which is
good and
fine.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, my For You page is pretty good about keeping me like right,
Yeah,
I would say. And so whenever I think about it like that, then I'm like, oh, TikTok's not that bad of a place until you get videos of like people dying in car accidents and like blowing up and stuff, and then you're like,
I don't get those often.
Yeah. I do all the time. I'm pretty sure that's the same thing that I said in the last this video, and I still get those.
I mean, I know what you like.
Yeah. I always watch them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Anytime there's a car wreck, I always just watch the car wreck. I don't know why.
They got you.
Yeah, and then you're like, well, man, this is kind of sad.
Yeah.
And then you get sad, scroll, keep on going in.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've been back on TikTok a little bit, and TikTok's a fun place. It's so crazy though. It's such a crazy place because, for one, it knows you so well. You know, it knows what you watch so well because we do it so often. You know,
especially at this point.
And then it's crazy how much I think it has affected my attention span.
You think so?
Yeah.
I almost feel the opposite. You can keep going though.
I feel like whenever I see a 3-minute long TikTok.
Oh, well, I'm not watching it on TikTok.
I'm like, I cannot do this.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know. I feel like I don't spend a lot of time on YouTube for entertainment purposes now because I can't just sit and watch like dudes play golf for 30 minutes.
Oh, I can still do that. I'm almost like the opposite. Like I can't watch YouTube on my phone for 30 minutes and watch dudes play golf for 30 minutes. But if it's like on my TV or on my computer or like on my iPad even, no problem. It's like I think it's just like an intentionality thing. You know what I mean? Like sure, you're watching, an hour of TikTok a day, but like how many of those videos in like the next day do you remember?
Yeah.
Maybe one.
I think that the reason I feel that way, I feel like if I have 30 minutes and I know that I have nothing to do for 30 minutes, then I will get on TikTok for the 30 minutes because I feel like I will get more out of it than if I watch a 30-minute long YouTube video.
Do you think that retrospectively that's true?
No, probably not.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
No, I don't think so, but I think that in my brain, before I get on TikTok for 30 minutes, I'm like, I'm going to get more out of this because I'm going to be able to see more information and take in more information. And I think what I think is that the 30 minutes is going to go by slower because I'm going to be watching like more information.
Oh, it's like the opposite, dude. It's like, for me, it's like the opposite at least. If I watch 30 minutes of TikTok, it feels like 5 minutes because it's just a lot of scrolling. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. It's like a very strange, TikTok is a very strange beast. But like I don't know. I think for me at least, like I've been an avid TikTok user since like everybody was. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whenever that was, like I guess 2019, maybe around there or something like that. And like I still can watch like a 2.5 hour podcast. I can still no problem like not even just listen, like watch. I can watch Joe Rogan. You know what I mean? Like the full thing. You know, or I can watch dudes play golf for a half an hour, or I can watch a 45-minute this is how you use Final Cut efficiently thing, or I can still watch videos like that. It's just like I feel like different because like let's say that those kinds of videos I watched vertically on my phone, there would be no chance for them to survive. You know what I mean? But anytime that you have to turn your phone sideways, it's like it turns into a different ballgame for me. Like horizontal content, my attention span I don't think's been hurt at all. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can't watch like TV, like with commercials and stuff like that. No chance.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because as soon as that commercial hits, I'm out.
Yeah.
As soon as it hits, I'm out. But like online stuff, I'm still chilling. It doesn't really hurt my attention span very much. But I think it's because I have like a strong respect for both. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I respect like the craftsmanship a lot sometimes of like TikToks that are on my For You page, and I also respect the craftsmanship that goes into like a YouTube video.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's like an interesting kind of thing. But I think I thought about that a lot. Is like it like is TikTok gonna like really hurt attention spans of like people that are our age, like over the course of like the next 5 years or whatever? And maybe it will, but I feel like a lot of people watch podcasts.
Yeah, and I mean, and I do too.
And that's like a huge amount of time, though. You know what I mean? Like it's so crazy that, like, we'll scroll right past to somebody's TikTok, and like that's 12 seconds of your life, but you'll give somebody 45 minutes or an hour. You know what I mean? Like somebody that's on like your YouTube for a podcast or on your Spotify.
Yeah.
You'll just be like, yeah, here's an hour of my life, you know, but you won't watch that 12-second TikTok or whatever it is. It's super interesting.
Yeah, and I guess it is kind of the short vertical form like clip type thing that is just hard to watch for like a certain amount of time. Like I think it is hard to watch 3 minutes of like TikTok. Like
1 3-minute TikTok.
Yeah, 3 minute long TikTok.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's hard
because
to do.
that is like an inefficient use of the medium. You know what I mean? Like that's not the point of TikTok. You know? Because you can definitely get more out of a 3-minute YouTube video than a 3-minute TikTok. You know what I mean? 100% you can. It's interesting.
Yeah, it is.
It's an interesting place.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It is. It's a very unique place. We will pivot slightly because now I'm headed to my entertainment section of this video, or I guess podcast. TikTok is primarily used for entertainment for myself. But really what I've been consuming a lot of by way of entertainment over the past month, maybe like 3 weeks, has been golf content. Again, we're back. Dude, I at least used to watch like a stupid amount of golf videos.
Yeah, me too.
Back in the prime days of like quarantine golf, and then all the way through like high school, end of high school, a ton of freshman year of college. I just watched a lot of those videos. I'm sure we've talked about that in the past, but I took, I don't know, probably like a year off of watching golf videos, and kind of got fully back into the whole golf thing and also watching more golf videos. And I don't know, dude, like we were talking a little bit about it whenever we were playing golf. You asked if I like was still watching good videos, and I was like, no, not really at least. And then like today I've been watching like so many of them, and dude, like they haven't lost their touch like one bit. Like they're still so well edited. Yeah. They're still so quippy. Like it's a 30-minute video, but it feels like 15 because it's like it's as trimmed down as possible. You know what I mean? Like it needs to be 30 minutes. It's insane. And I really like it as like noise, you know? Like people have like their noise kind of like shows like Friends or like The Office. Yeah. Dude, for me, golf videos is insane. And so for my entertainment purposes only, I've been watching like a stupid amount of golf content over the past like 3 weeks. So
yeah. Yeah, dang, that's crazy. I stopped watching golf videos for a long time. Probably for like a year. Yeah. I didn't watch them. And then I found these new guys, Foreplay Golf.
Shout out to Foreplay Golf.
Yeah, y'all are killing it. I like your stuff. I like that. I like their stuff a ton. And it is, they make kind of shorter videos. they make long videos, but I like their shorter videos. They like 12 minutes long, 15 minutes long, and they'll get pros, and they do this one, and everyone plays one pro, but the pro only gets one club.
Yeah.
That's so
Interesting.
so much fun
Yeah.
to me. And they try and see how many people on their team that the pro beats, and they get like the pro gets one club and everyone else gets their whole bag. And they're so amateur, you know.
Yeah.
And so like us,
Yeah,
you know.
they're just guys in a cart.
Yeah, and they're no good, you know. They're hitting balls in the trees,
Right.
Fat,
Right.
thin, everything,
Yeah.
you know.
Water's
And
always in play.
always. and I think that is why I like it so much, because I got tired, I think, of seeing people who were so much better
Yeah.
at golf than me and thinking, man, that is so easy, and then going out to the golf course and shooting a 95.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like I was just tired of it.
I get that.
And so I want to watch people who are just as good at golf as me, but those kinds of people aren't making golf content
Not really.
until now.
Not many. Yeah, there's another one that you should watch, Bob Does Sports. They're worse than Foreplay, I bet. Worse at golf.
Nice.
And they're just like
Yeah.
pros.
I think that is where my life is kind of right now whenever it comes to golf content.
Yeah.
Uh
You want like more like realistic. Like
Yeah.
you want like 'cause
yeah,
that's the thing.
I don't
too.
want every shot. Like I don't want every approach shot to go onto the green, and I don't want every putt to be made.
Yeah.
You know?
I get it.
And
I get
so
that. I think I'm kind of 50-50, you know what I mean? I think that like the way that like whenever we go and play golf, it's very different than the way that we like, at least for me, that I like consume the content, you know what I mean? And I think that the biggest reason for that was because whenever I was consuming golf content a lot, like you said, like it didn't exist. Like there wasn't guys that were just like hanging out in the cart, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you get like over your 7-iron shot and like you shake it straight right, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, like you fully 90 degree, you know, straight out instead of forward.
Yeah.
But now that kind of content does exist, which I think it is interesting and it is entertaining. I'm kind of, I don't know, I like to watch good golf, I guess. But everybody's different. So,
Yeah.
it is entertaining still. Do you have anything else that you watch a lot for entertainment? Because I don't really.
Yeah. So, I watch a lot of Netflix nowadays. I watch a lot of Pawn Stars nowadays.
Not nowadays. Been forever.
Yeah. Yeah, since it came out on Netflix,
Yeah.
it's been probably 6 months ago.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You never know what's going to come through that door.
you never know what's going to come through that door. And then, they added American Pickers. I've been watching some of that.
Yeah.
Because I finished Pawn Stars. They only put like 20 episodes on Netflix or something.
Maybe they'll get some more.
They're going to have to, or else I'm
gonna
going to
cry.
get I'm going to get all sad.
Yeah.
But they have American Pickers on there. I don't watch that as much as I watched Pawn Stars. But there's also this other show that I like, and it's I don't even remember what it's called. It's these two Canadian dudes who do like car makeovers. They get old cars from like the 80s and 60s and all that stuff, and they restore them. I think
Sweet.
it's called like Rusty Restorations or something.
Sure.
Yeah, it's a sick show. They're like Canadian, and one of the guys, to check if the gasoline in the car is still good, he will drink the gas.
Bold strategy.
Yeah, to taste if it's still good gas or not.
Yeah. Good thing it exists on TV.
Yeah, it's a cool show on Netflix.
Yeah.
I would recommend it to pretty much anybody.
Yeah. Another good show on Netflix that I was supposed to talk about my golf content thing was Full Swing.
Yeah, Full Swing is good.
Dude, insanely good. So good. Anybody that's a golf or non-golf fan, that format of documentary I think is genius.
Yeah, it just works.
And it works for everybody. You don't have to like golf to watch it, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Like it gives you the outs. And like it even probably gives you more outside of golf content than it does inside of golf content. You know what I mean? Like, Like you can be like the golfer's girlfriend, you know, and like you can watch Full Swing too, and I think enjoy it. You know, obviously like I'm not a golfer's girlfriend, but I would assume, you know, that you can laugh at the funny things too. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a really good. I guess it's a documentary. It's a really good documentary series. You should check it out.
Yeah.
Also, too, it really does highlight like how cool it would be like not how cool it would be to be a golfer, but how cool like it is to like be a golfer. You know, like the vibes are there. They like nail the vibes.
Yeah.
You know, they nail what it's like.
Mm-hmm.
Just boys being boys. It's cool. It's cool. It's a really good documentary series. I'm not the biggest streaming service guy by any means. I don't watch a lot of anything there. I don't really know why. Just haven't really been, to be honest. Just not. I don't know. I never really have been. I don't know. I like movies sometimes. Sometimes I don't.
Yeah.
There hasn't been a movie that's come out in a while that I've thought that I've been interested in at all. I don't know if you feel the same way or not.
I do. I feel the same way. Yeah, for a while I was like, every single movie that they come out with is a banger. That's how I felt for a little bit.
They've had some good years.
And then, yeah, probably the past like year and a half.
That might be longer for me, dog.
It's just been, it's like what is coming out.
I think it might have been since the pandemic. I don't know if I've watched a movie I don't know if I've been excited for a movie since like. Actually, I was pretty excited for Elvis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Elvis carried
I thought
the year 2022.
I thought it was great.
Yeah, it was good.
Obviously.
Yeah, it was a good film.
But there hasn't really been anything else that I care about at all. You know, I think that the whole Marvel downfall thing.
Yeah,
because I liked those movies a lot, but dude, they literally made the same movie like 30 times in a row. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they did what Morgan Wallen did, but way way longer.
Yeah, sort of. 36 songs, 30 movies, but I guess 30 movies is a lot more than 36 songs.
I don't know. It's a pretty long album.
That's true. It's a good point. I do think that though had like a serious effect on, because those were the movies that like you would get excited for. Those were like the big blockbuster movies. There really wasn't a lot of other ones, you know.
Yeah, and I think where the downfall of film came is whenever they started to stream movies as soon as they are like finished to streaming services.
When it was during the pandemic.
Yeah. I think that it takes away the whole
experience.
Yeah, like feeling of going to watch a new movie that you've never seen before and eating like a bucket of buttery popcorn with a humongous soda that if you finish before the movie's over, you're going to have to get up and pee, but you do it anyway.
Yeah.
It takes away that whole feeling of like the movie theater and what going to see a new film even feels like.
And I think too that can come back. Like what you just described, I think can totally come back.
I don't think it can though, because even if they don't, like, even if movie companies are not like, as soon as this movie comes out, I'm going to let HBO Max stream it and I'm going to get 5% of everyone who buys HBO Max for like the next 3 months or whatever. Instead of doing that, then even if the company doesn't do that, if at all the company puts their movie on a streaming service, people are just going to wait for it to go on the streaming service.
That's true. But I just mean, like, I think that the movie theater experience thing can come back if there's a movie that people actually care about enough to go watch in the movie theater.
Because I just remember, I remember going to watch Avengers.
Yeah. Or, like, Avengers Endgame and Avengers Infinity War, like, our high school era. So those are, like, really...
Yeah, like, I remember going to watch Avengers Infinity War. The day that it came out, the night that it came out.
Packed theaters.
And it was insane.
Yeah, my theater was electric, too.
And it's anytime something happens, it just like the crowd goes absolutely nuts.
Yeah, but those are like once in a lifetime experiences in a movie theater, though. You know what I mean? Like 40 years ago, that's what everybody was doing for Star Wars.
I know.
Like think about you got to think about it like that way too.
Yeah,
it's like that doesn't happen all the time. But I think I think that the movie theater experience can come back. It just takes it just is going to take somebody to make a movie that people care about. You know what I mean? Maybe Tarantino's last movie is what does it. I don't know. Like, who knows? You know, but I think about that a lot too. It's like, dude, there has not been a movie that's come out in a long time that I've cared about, except Elvis. I thought that Elvis was awesome, but
yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, and it's sad.
It is.
I enjoyed going to the movie theaters. It's fun. It's a good time. You know, Super Mario Brother movie just came out. It's had really good reviews. Have you seen the cast for that movie?
Yeah. Yes, the cast is stacked,
insanely stacked. Yeah, heard only good things about that movie, so. Maybe that's the saving grace for
the movie theater.
For the movie theater. I kind of have one last point this is just something that I've been doing over the past little bit that I think is interesting, and is kind of different than my usual practice for kind of consuming content. And it goes back to YouTube a little bit, and by a little bit, I mean completely. So there is a feature on YouTube which is called Watch Later, which is it creates like a playlist. You right click on it and it tells you can put it in your Watch Later. You can do it on your TV. You can do it on your phone. And so I've been doing that a ton, specifically for for videos that I want to watch about Final Cut or about cinematography or kind of whatever. That's kind of been like the main genre that I've been putting into this playlist. And so then like once a week, I do this thing where I like sit down and like watch everything that's in my Watch Later. And a lot of the time, like I said, they're kind of like more informative videos or like ideas. And so I will sort of take notes on like these videos that I saved, because like, you know how like you'll see like an informative video, or like, you know, for me it was like 7 Final Cut plugins, and I see this at like midnight and like I'm in my bed already. Like, I don't want to watch this right now. Watch later. And then you come back around to it. And for me, what it's done is it's allowed me to watch more stuff that I wanted to watch, because before I would like see these videos that I was really interested in watching, but it just like wasn't the right time to watch them. You know what I mean? Like whenever you just want to watch golf videos and you're getting served like how to be a better video editor, you know, but they're really good videos. Mm-hmm. So it's something that I've been doing a lot recently, that I think is like a beneficial thing that like the audience should know about, and maybe like you, I don't know if you knew about that or not.
I've heard about Watch Later.
Yeah.
I don't really use it a lot. Most of the time what I do is I'll put podcast in there if I start the podcast, and then I'll add it to my Watch Later if I don't finish it, so then I can go back and finish it later. Just because it's easier to find if you put it there.
True.
Than trying to
sift through your history.
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah, but it was like something that I just kind of like thought about, and it's been something that I've been doing a ton recently. And it's been, you know, like I said, like I feel like I just been watching more stuff that I think is, I guess, like helpful or informative or positive or whatever through the Watch Later tab, and saving those videos for later. So I think it's worth, you know, it's just an idea for you guys. Think about it. Hell, it works out for me a ton. So like being intentional about sitting down and like just watching through every video in your Watch Later is like, it's kind of like a little study session. It's kind of cool. So I've been having a lot of fun with that. Content we consume. Revisited.
Boom.
Episode 57. Boom. Thank you guys so much for listening. Make sure to rate and review the show. Make sure to like and subscribe and ring the bell. We're back every single Friday for this kind of show. Informative, kind of self-improvement, lifestyle kind of vibes. Every single Friday, like I said. So if you're into that sort of thing, 8 a.m. Eastern, audio platforms as well as YouTube. Also check out Caddy Corner After Hours, where Caleb and I talk about for whatever we want to talk about for as long as we want to talk about it. It actually kind of feels a lot like how this show kind of ran, which is fairly loose and you know, lots of laughs and lots of fun. So check it out, audio only, 8 a.m. Eastern, 2. And with that being said, we will see you guys, I guess, on Wednesday, but also on Friday of next week. And I'm Austin. He's Caleb. And we'll see you guys then. Peace.
Peace.